Hi guys, thanks for joining me on this episode of Build Your Own. We're going to build, price, and option a 2018 Nissan 370Z Coupe. We're going to kind of do it a little bit differently. Normally I pick a trim level, but let me give you the deal on the 370. Okay, well, in the body style, this body style that we're looking at, it came out in 2009, okay? It came out in 2009, and I kid you not, Nissan literally has not made a major update on that car ever, including the tech and everything. So, I said that to say this. When you go and look at the different trim levels, and you go look at like options where normally you could add different options like, like lane keeping assist and stuff like that, guess what? This car doesn't have any of that stuff. So, there's really not many options that you can really put on the car. Each trim level, you get what you get, and that's kind of it. So what I thought I'd do is I thought I'd review all the trim levels for the 370Z Coupe. All right, not the convertible, but for the Coupe. All right, so for 2018, real quick, for 2018, Nissan just really kind of gave it subtle styling. Again, they're not doing anything major with the car. Surely they got to be thinking of something major to come up with this car. But all they did was some subtle styling enhancements. They darkened the light housings. These housings, you see how it's a little darker behind the lights? They did that. It has a revised lower rear fascia right in the back. Let's see if we can get some other screenshots here. See, they don't even really, there we go. So it's got a revised rear fascia in the back, I guess. And let's see, what else? And it's equipped with different 19-inch wheels. Manual cars with a stick shift, get a different performance clutch. And then they have this Heritage Edition thing, where that's this right here, where basically they just put some stickers on a standard car, on a base model car. Really. All right, so, what else can you get? Like I said, we're going to go through the trim levels because you kind of get what you get, but I think let's take a look at some of these accessories, and we will at the end of going through each model. I think that's a good way to look at it. So, before we get into these trim levels, all right, know that this car, every one of these cars comes with a 3.7 liter V6 that's paired to either a 6-speed manual transmission or a 7-speed automatic transmission, right? They make 332 horsepower, and they make 270 pound-feet of torque. 270 pound-feet of torque. And in regular trim, the NISMOs get 350 horsepower and just literally 6 pound-feet torque more. So you're not gonna, on the street, you're not gonna even feel the difference between a NISMO and any other Z car, honestly. So, with that said, let's hit the back button here and let's take a look at each car. So we can go back one more. So we've got your standard 370Z Coupe. That starts at $29,990. Like I said, they all get 332 horsepower except for the NISMO. 1826 city highway, 2 seats, 2 doors, right? You got the 3.7, you get a 6-speed manual transmission as standard. Obviously, you can option for the automatic. You got the 18-inch black finish alloy wheels, high energy discharge headlights, and Nissan Intelligent Key. Let's look at the feature details real quick, and so we can get more of a complete model overview as far as what everything's going on, and we can understand a little bit more about the Z Coupe. And then really the difference between the models is really going to be incremental. It's not going to be much. So we can kind of get an idea about that engine. We kind of already talked about that a little bit, so I'm not going to spend a long time getting into that. It's got a variable valve timing control system. It says 6-speed manual transmission, yet they're showing a suspension here. So, this lets you know that, yeah, they haven't really updated this stuff in a while, like I was saying in the beginning, but it's still worth talking about because I think the Z car is still a very special car. I still think you get a lot of car for the money. I still think the styling is really attractive. And if you're a guy like me that might want to do an exhaust and do some other custom stuff after you bought a car like that, why not buy the standard one and then do your own stuff? So, yeah, here's the 7-speed transmission with matching downshift rev matching, multi-link suspension, sport-tuned shock absorbers, right? We got all that. The exterior, there's those black finish wheels that come standard. There's the high energy discharge lights, right, to better illuminate the road, etc., etc. LED daytime running lights come standard, all right. Smoked LED tail lights, kind of cool. On the interior, it says an iconic. Iconic, what do you mean? Old? Yeah, probably old, because they don't really tell you anything. Iconic set of 3-gauge faces from the driver. Voltmeter, right? That's your battery voltage. Oil pressure, that's important. And then the time via this race-inspired feature. Okay, kind of cool. And I know some of these you can fit with navigation and stuff like that. I know that standard, they don't even come with a USB. So if you got the standard one, you're not even getting the USB. All right, now, Nissan Intelligent Key. We were just seeing that, so let's find out more about that. The Nissan Intelligent Key lets you tap a button on the door handle to unlock. Okay, so it's keyless entry and push button start, right? They just call it Intelligent Key. Automatic temperature control, cool. Power windows with one touch, all right. 8-way manual driver seat. I know that you can get this in leather. Leather wrapped sports steering wheel. It's still a nice place to be. Even though this car is old school for sure, it's still a hot car. I see these on the road, and I still think they're very attractive. Look at this radio, as a matter of fact. AM, FM, CD with USB connection port and 6 speakers. So maybe the information I came across is wrong, because they're telling you that there's a USB. It's not saying that it's, and this is just standard specs. So yeah, all right, I correct myself. I guess a USB does come in this thing. So there you go. You've got everything. And here's the reality. This is, I don't know if you are familiar with radios, but this is a double DIN system. You can go right down to your local stereo shop and pull this double DIN out and put yourself a nice one in there with Apple CarPlay for probably $100, less than $1,000, $1,200, and you've got yourself a really nice system. Or you can upgrade to this, to the navigation system and get all of this with the Bluetooth and all that, which I would probably do that instead. But if you're looking for bare bones, you've got options, is all I'm saying. It still has the safety that it needs to have: advanced airbag system, driver and passengers side impact airbags, vehicle dynamic control, sometimes called stability control. Continuously monitors your steering and braking actions. All right, that's awesome. Traction control, tire pressure monitoring system. So, you know, yeah, they haven't redesigned it, but guess what? The car is still irrelevant. It's relevant, not irrelevant. It's relevant. It's not a dinosaur. It's still a real cool car. Accessories, what can you get? They've got an aerodynamic body kit you can get for $670. Here's what's all installed. They do it at the factory, though, so I guess this is something that you probably want to equip when you buy your car, because it says factory, not dealer. Oh, also pieces are also sold individually. So the dealer can do this as well. All right, and then you got the splash guards, illuminated kick plates. All this stuff is cool. Rear view monitor mirror with home link and compass. The Z mats. I love Z cars. I've had a 240Z. A 260Z, which they only made 1 year. That was, what, 1974. They only made the 260Z. And I've had several 280Zs. So I love the Z cars in general. Rear deck spoiler. I'd want all of this stuff, even down to the Z plates and the valve stem cap covers. All right. All this stuff is cool. You got to get the NISMO exhaust, unless, of course, you already have a NISMO. $1,850. That's more expensive than the exhaust I just put on my Volvo. I don't know if you guys watched that clip. I just put a clip on my old Volvo 850. I put a custom exhaust on it. I'll put a link in the description below if you're curious about it. But yeah, you got to get the exhaust system. If you get a car like this, look at the sway bar kit. You got to get that. Awesome. You got to get the rear deck spoiler. I think all this, look, a suspension upgrade. I can pass on the graphics, though. I'm never with the graphics. If you've watched any of my videos where there's graphics options, I'm always passing on that stuff. The rest of this stuff, yeah, okay. All right, so, and then, of course, they offer that Heritage package. And the Heritage package, just like I was saying in the beginning, you can get it in what? Chicane yellow and magnetic black, and it gives you what? Unique graphics. So you get some stickers, some glossy black stickers, and you get some glossy black mirrors, and you get still cloth seats, but they have some contrasting trim in that color, one in yellow, and then, yeah, both contrasting trims in yellow, stitching, leather wrapped shift knobs, and steering wheel, and yellow trim interior details for both of them. Both of them $790. So let's move on, and I think we'll wrap this up with looking at the actual cars and seeing what options you get with each car, because we've already gone through really your basic features, and we've already gone through all the accessories that you can get as I'm scrolling up, and there's the interior features and the exterior and the suspension and the engine and the performance. We've already gone through all of that. So if we go over here and click build and price, where does that take us? We want to actually go back. Let's go back to where we were. All right, there we go. So we can start off right here, and we can see what we get, because there's no drop down to add more. So on that standard Z Coupe, you get the keyless entry, right? That's what we know Nissan Intelligent Key is now. You get the better lights, the HID headlights. You get the 18-inch wheels. We saw what they look like. They're just some standard black wheels. You can get 6-speed manual transmission as standard, but you know, of course, that you can option it with the automatic. And we'll see how much that costs here in a second. Let's find out. Let's just click build and price really fast. Hang on one. Okay, so I just had to put in some zip code information. So yeah, it looks like they're showing here, and I really just wanted to see the price difference with the transmission. If we option for the automatic transmission with downshift rev matching, it takes it from $29,990 to $31,390. So, you know, we're looking at what, $1,500 difference to add the automatic transmission. And I definitely get the automatic transmission. Okay, so that's what we needed to find out. Now we can get back to this page. I just wanted to know how much it costs, because like I said, there's nothing to option these cars with, so there's no point in going through a build. But we can look at each one of these individually. So if we look at the Heritage Edition, either color, the only difference is they put the stickers and stuff on there. That's the only difference. And they charge you just a couple dollars more for that. So otherwise, it's still a standard car. All right, so we can skip over that. Now, if you bump up to the Sport, that goes up to $33,000. Now you're getting a limited slip differential. Now it's getting a little more sporty. Now you're getting the 19-inch raised forge wheels. Those are the sexy ones. You're getting the Nissan Sport brakes, and then you got the synchro rev match, right? And I think that's standard for the manual transmission. That's for the manual transmission. Okay. Please note that. So that means on the Heritage Edition ones and the Standard Edition ones, no, you don't get the Synchro Rev Match, because they're listing it here. Okay, so you're getting incrementally more stuff. Now, if we move up to the Sport Tech package, where, well, this is where I start to get more interested in the car. You get all this stuff plus the Nissan hard drive navigation. So you get the navigation, that's going to give you the Bluetooth, and you get the Bose Premium Audio. You get the HomeLink Universal Transceiver. We'll find out what that is in a second. And the rear view monitor. Let's build and price this real fast so we can see what that is. It going to show us what the transceiver is? Probably not. No, it's not. Let's we can figure that's let's get back over here. HomeLink, is that like the garage door opener thing? I think that's what that is. It's the garage door opener thing. So for $37,000, now the car is getting more attractive. And hey, yeah, all the rivals have more tech and probably more horsepower and maybe even more performance all around. But the Z car is giving it's a really cool car for $37,000, right? That's in car world today, that's pretty cheap for a sports car. So that's the Sport Tech package. Now here's the next one I like. I like the Touring, because now you get the leather seats, and I like that. And so it still comes with the navigation, and it still comes with the rear view monitor and the Bose audio. So it still comes with all of this, includes all these features, but they're really just upgrading to the leather pointed seats, because they've already mentioned, because it says includes the 370Z features plus these. Well, they're listing the same things. Maybe it's just there's nothing more. I think the Touring just literally adds the leather. Okay, so and they're charging you about basically another $1,500 or $2,500. I'm sorry, for leather seats, for a leather interior. Not bad, not bad. And then you have what? Then you have the NISMO Tech, because they did have a NISMO standard model. I guess they dropped that this year, and now there's just the NISMO Tech. and that takes a big jump to $45,000. Now, that's going to give you the whole aero kit and the suspension, and it's going to give you the navigation and the leather and all that. And I think that's a pretty good deal, because if you're a person like me and you like a car like the Nissan 370Z, and I do like it, even though it's lacking in a whole bunch of places like we've talked about, I still think it's an awesome car. And me being a guy that likes to do aftermarket stuff, I mean, this is a car that that's very tunable, very tunable to, you can add another 100 horsepower to this car, and boy, I tell you what, it'll probably really wake this car up, and it gets super competitive then, I bet. So, really, really cool cars. I think they're a lot of car for the money, under $50,000. I mean, come on. I'd be all over the NISMO Tech for $50,000, and let me double check, correct me if I'm wrong, back in the day, you could not get this car with an automatic transmission. How do I know? Because I have been looking at this car for years. And so, yes, now you can get the NISMO version with an automatic transmission. Thank you, Nissan, for realizing that let people that just want to drive your car, let them drive it. It reminds me of the Dodge Viper. I love that Dodge Viper. I love the Dodge Viper. Why didn't they make some paddle shift version that was really an automatic, like the BMW M5 that they did and all that stuff? Why didn't they do that? Even the Corvette, you can get the new Z06 in an automatic if you want to. A lot more people will buy the cars if they're automatics. So I applaud Nissan for doing that. So you can still get this car for under $50,000, and man, it's a lot of car for the money. I think this car is a lot of car for money. What do you think about it? Let me know in the comments below. And if you found this video helpful, entertaining, funny, whatever, all of the above, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel, because I'm going to be doing more videos. Okay? Thank you.